Homes that don't sacrifice an ounce of style or beauty. So if that sounds like you are definitely going to want to join these videos and watch them. Or if it sounds like somebody you know, make sure that you share these videos with your friends on Facebook or through Facebook Messenger. You can share them individually, or if you're watching them on YouTube, you can share them by using the links provided, or on IGTV, same thing. So without further ado, tonight is our first night talking about um, sofas. What am I talking about? Seems like I kind of lost my thought there for just a second. But yeah, I'm talking about sofas tonight. And I'm talking about the sit test, because one thing when I order sofas for clients, one thing that I hear from people more than anything else is I have to sit in it to know if I want to buy it. And while I understand that, there is a flaw in that method of selecting a sofa, the sit test. And that is, most sofas are going to be made very comfortable right there in the store when you're sitting in them. So of course they're going to be comfortable. Who makes an uncomfortable sofa? Nobody. The problem is that it may not be comfortable like that forever. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, but I've been somewhere and I sat in a sofa that wasn't very comfortable. And yes, like IKEA sofas aren't particularly comfortable. They never get more comfortable. Their cushions are they're like little bricks. So I understand that. Oh, and I just said a name brand on here. I probably shouldn't have done that. But for the most part, people make comfortable sofas and chairs, right? That's kind of the thing. They want you to go in and sit it and go, oh, this is so cushy, it's so comfortable. But the problem is that over time, whatever the materials are that they use to make the sofa, so the frame of the sofa, the springs in the sofa, the foams and the wraps and all the stuff that go into the cushions in the sofa change over time. They break down. If the frame isn't a great frame or even a good frame, it may start to not support the spring system and not support the cushions as much as it did. And so that's why the sit test is flawed. Plus, sitting in a sofa really doesn't tell you a whole lot about all of those different quality pieces of the sofa. So if you're just sitting in the sofa in a store and you're like, oh, this is really comfortable, you may say, oh, it's a comfortable sofa, but it may not be comfortable past 6 months, past a year, past 2 years, or 3 years. So knowing a little bit about sofa quality is important when you go into a store, and knowing the right questions to ask is going to be important. The other problem is you're not really sitting in the sofa for as long as you would be sitting in the sofa in your home. So, think about the different ways that we use sofas. We use sofas in our, like more formal spaces, and we sit and we have conversations with people. So for those kinds of sofas, you may want something that has a little more support, that has you a little more upright so that you're, not sinking into a sofa. I went to a friend's house one time and they had a sofa, and it was a rather inexpensive sofa. And of course, when I first sat down, it was nice and soft and cushy and it felt great. But then I noticed as time went by, I kept sinking down, and I kept feeling like I had to pull myself up, and it kind of hurt my back a little bit. In a store, you're really not going to sit very long in the sofa when you're trying it out, right? So you're probably going to sit in it and go, oh, this is comfy, this is cushy, this feels good. And then you're going to move on to the next sofa, and then you're going to move on to the next store. And it really hasn't done you a lot of good. You haven't gathered a lot of information about the sofa. The other way that we use our sofas, I know this is how my family uses our sofas a lot, is we watch TV. One of our favorite things to do on Friday nights is I make pizza, homemade pizza sometimes it's frozen. And we have our pizza night, and then we usually will go to the living room and we have a nice big sectional, and we all pile up on the sectional and watch the movie together. So when you're watching TV, if that's like the main purpose of your sofa is lounging, watching TV, then yeah, you may want something that's a little more comfortable, that if you're slouching, it really doesn't matter. But you know, if you need a good multi-purpose sofa, then you may want to, you know, look at some different things and different different types of sofas, different, and we're going to go over all of this. So we're not, you know, don't take out your pen and paper tonight. On Tuesday night, we're going to go over some of the things about sofas that you can look for, like, you know, does it have loose cushions? Does it have a tight back? You know, what are the seat cushions made out of? What do they feel like? What is the frame made out of? So we're going to go over all of those things on Tuesday night next week at 7 o'clock. So that will be the second video in the sofa series. And then the third video in the sofa series, I'm actually going to go out to a store and we're going to sit in a couple of sofas together. So that will be exciting. I think that I'm going to let you know for sure, but I'm thinking that I'm going to go like pretty much as soon as the store opens around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday to, you know, show you some sofas, show you some ways that you may be able to kind of assess some of the quality indicators in those sofas. And so that's the main thing. So that Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Wednesday, 10:30, 11. I'll let you know on Tuesday night what time that will be. We're going to go shopping together. And tonight, if you haven't ever read my blog post on sofas, I highly recommend it. I have a couple of videos in that blog post, but they're not me. They're a friend of mine who lives in Kansas City and is an upholsterer, and I got her permission to use the videos in my blog post so that you can see her take apart furniture from different companies. So she does chairs, I think, but chairs and sofas are really made the same way. And she takes them apart in the video and she shows you like the guts that are inside the sofa so that you can see like what a, you know, lower price, lower quality sofa looks like, what a medium priced sofa, which she does one from a company, and I'm not going to say that company's name, but it starts with a P and ends with a barn. And she takes one of those apart and she kind of shows you what the guts are. And it's actually kind of surprising when you see, especially considering the price of that chair. And then she takes a chair that was made, I think, in the 1960s. Like the last one is a video of her taking apart a chair made in the 50s or 60s, and it's made the way that fine furniture still is made today, with, you know, all of those different indicators, which we're going to talk more about that in depth on Tuesday night. So if you haven't been to that blog post, go to that blog post. And while you're there in that blog post, download my Good, Better, Best investment worksheet. If you're interested in doing a project, redecorating a room, buying furniture, remodeling a kitchen, remodeling a bathroom, this Good, Better, Best investment workbook will give you an idea of how much things cost when you do a project. So if you're interested in getting a high quality sofa, I talk about, you know, the prices on, you know, really high quality sofas versus something that is a low or medium quality. Actually, for me, I kind of start at the medium level quality and I work up from there for my clients. So that's what I'm going to cover in the Good, Better, Best. But it's a really great workbook if you are planning a project and you want to work on your budget and come to something that's realistic instead of getting to the end of your project and going, oh, I really spent way more money than I meant to, because that's what happens to a lot of people. But Wednesday we're going shopping. Tuesday evening, I'm going to give you a lot more information. So you might want to grab a pen and a paper if you're going to watch the video. And please, there's going to be another giveaway. I would really love for you guys to make comments. And when you make comments or ask questions, make sure you use the hashtag FeatherMyEmptyNest. Okay? And that's it for tonight. I will have a great weekend and I will see you on Tuesday night. Bye, friends.